I remember my first kill. It was 3 years ago. Gods, I was young then. We all were. Wars weren't fought the same way back then. Nobody in CPL had ever even made it to the modern era. We would horse rush each other on turn 30 like savages. But what I did was worse than savage. I had a declared friendship with a lad. Not once, but twice we declared our friendship in-game. But when turn 60 rolled around and we were to renew for a third time, what he found was not a hand outstretched in friendship, but rather an army of conquistadors on his border. I was playing Spain, you see, and there was nobody else near enough to attack but him. Killing a player in Civ 6 isn't like killing someone in Call of Duty, though. You don't get to just pull the trigger and be done with it. Oh no, oh no. That would be far too merciful. Instead, after your target spends hours nursing their Civ from humble beginnings into a flourishing empire, you thrust a knife in their heart. The next hour will be spent twisting that knife as you pillage all of their tiles and slowly, turn by turn, dismantle everything they've worked on. Oh, in public lobbies, people will just quit once they start dying, but in CPL, players are expected to stick around and defend to the bitter end. So, how do you kill someone in Civ 6? The first step is to kill the part of you that cares. Rewinding a bit, we can see the seeds of tragedy were sown early in this game. We're playing as the Ottoman Empire, led by Suleiman Kanuni. The quality of our land is fantastic, but we're extremely limited on space. Fresh water is hard to come by, and barbarians continually harass us such that we can't settle a city south of our capital for quite some time. So, what do we do when we're stuck with a very small amount of land, but that land is of excellent quality? Of course, we have to play for a mid-game war timing. Obviously, being Suleiman Kanuni, this push will come in the form of our unique unit, the Janissary. We have 3 neighbors, and on turn 31, it becomes clear which one will be our target. To our west, Germany, led by the CPL regular Nutella, has missed his first golden age. At a high enough level, missing the first golden age essentially guarantees that you'll fall behind. Nutella had to have known from this moment that he'd be our target. It's the obvious play. So, he makes some horsemen and kills the city-state between us. So this is how it is, I thought. The man would rather die on his feet in the classical era than die later to a Janissary push he can't hope to defend. We prepare units of our own, but the horse push never comes. Nutella is content with the city-state he's taken, and sets himself to building up his empire in complete denial of the futility of it all. Why do these players always make this so difficult? We have no choice but to kill him. No high-ranking CPL player lives a life free of sin, and we begin emotionally preparing ourselves to carry out our duty. We gather our resolve, pump out some warriors, and save up the gold needed to upgrade them to Janissaries. Janissaries ordinarily start with 1 promotion, but thanks to us completing Terracotta Army, we're able to get 2 promotions on each one. We still only promote each unit once, however, saving the second promos to heal our units later. With our Civ's unique Governor Ibrahim assigned to the closest city we have to Germany, they stand no chance of defending against this push. What results is not a particularly fast or glamorous kill, but it gets the job done. To make matters worse, the game gets bogged down by technical issues, forcing us to relobby not once, not twice, but 5 times over the course of an hour. We were all exhausted by the end of it, and eventually, the game ends up being scrapped on turn 76. All the pain, the heartache, and it was all for nothing. Top players in CPL put our soul into every Civ game we play, and when those games get scrapped, a little piece of our soul gets scrapped with them. Fast forward a few days. I'm hosting a new free-for-all lobby, and we fill up to 10 players. As we're voting on the game settings, an 11th person asks to join. It's Nutella. I tell him we can't let him in because 10-player lobbies are more stable, but that's a lie. In reality, I just couldn't bear to face the man after what I'd done. How is it that he could forgive me when I can't even find the strength to forgive myself? Alright, Herson, new game, new mindset. CPL is a mixed skill level environment, and it looks like this lobby's on the weaker side. It's just us, 6 unremarkable CPL regulars, and 3 newcomers we've never played with before. Surely this game will be smooth sailing to a peaceful victory. Things quickly go awry, however. Just as in the previous game, we want to send a settler south, but out-of-control barbarians force us to settle elsewhere. These suboptimal settles sting extra hard as gall. As this civ doesn't allow us to place districts in the first ring of our cities, we have to save our gold to buy tiles solely to zone our districts. This means that we're stuck working only what's in the first ring of our cities, much to our chagrin. Furthermore, we have limited space and very little fresh water, and the first great engineer up for grabs is unimpressive. One of Gaul's greatest strengths is that their unique industrial zone, which is cheaper and unlocked earlier than a normal industrial zone, allows them to monopolize all of the early great engineers. However, there's only a 50% chance of the first great engineer actually being worthwhile, and we lose that coin flip here. Still, we use the first great engineer we snagged to get an extra district slot in our capital to place an entertainment complex, and then quickly project out the second one so that we can rush for the Colosseum. This spawn may be rough, but having arguably the best wonder in the game certainly makes it more bearable. We grab another great engineer, whom we use to snag the Great Library and the Apadana. By turn 52, we've managed to turn our game around and get ourselves into a strong spot to shoot for a culture victory. For the most part, the other players in the lobby are performing as expected based on their meager rankings, falling behind us. However, one of the newbies is actually keeping up rather well. This is when it hits us. This guy isn't new to multiplayer Civ. He's French. Allow me to explain. The largest multiplayer Civ community in the world, CPL, is where all of the games featured on this channel are played. However, every light has its darkness, and the yin to CPL's yang is the community Civ at bar. In this twisted, bizarro hell world of a Civ community, everyone speaks in a garbled, unintelligible tongue known only as French. Occasionally, players like the one playing Victoria leak out from this community and join CPL lobbies. With this player's unexpectedly strong performance, we can't guarantee our victory. Unless, that is, we decide to dirty our hands and kill one of our neighbors again. If we want to defeat the French, it seems like our only option is to resort to using their greatest weakness against them: fascism. Gaining 5 extra combat strength in all scenarios and 50% extra production towards units makes us basically unstoppable. With this government in place and the policy card for extra yields on pillaging, we get to work milking Australia for everything they're worth. The science and gold provided by our pillage economy allows us to stay relatively close to Victoria technologically, while the faith we pillage is all turned into rock bands. Our primary competitor, on the other hand, remains remarkably peaceful. Is their inability to bring themselves to kill their neighbors a weakness? Or is it I who am weak for letting myself resort to such barbarism? My soul yearns to be punished for what I'm doing to Australia, but fate has other plans. In a resounding stroke of proof against the concept of karma, we complete the Bolshoi Theater, and the 2 random civics it awards us defy belief. We're given exactly the 2 best civics we could have hoped for: Cold War and Cultural Heritage. With this one lucky roll of the dice, we're able to unlock environmentalism several turns sooner, granting us access to the 50% extra tourism empire-wide that it provides earlier than anticipated. It seems our culture victory is predestined. Isn't Victoria going to fight back? We prepare units and we post lookouts, but the English attack never comes. They're running the space projects, sure, but it's clear they're not going to win this race. Our armies continue pillaging, our rock bands continue rocking, and ultimately, on turn 103, with 2,253 tourism per turn, we win a culture victory. But at what cost? Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got playlists on my YouTube channel that contain guides for Civ 6 multiplayer with a better balanced game mod, and you won't want to miss them. Stay awesome. Herson, signing out.